Um, you can sort of couple this with artificial deadlight magnets or artificial intelligence, running numbers and letters. I call that background operations. Okay, that frees up your mind to do other things, if you will. Otherwise known as the parasympathetic nervous system, right? And then you have your, remember, autonomic, autonomic immune system. It's automatically. Now we're into firewalls. The first shield, volcano. But this is related to what I'm experiencing right now, and I've shared this in a couple other videos. There's a dog upstairs, okay? I didn't bring the dog in here, right? But there was another woman that's a drug addict, right? She's on crack and heroin and methadone and fentanyl and just all that stuff, right? And so it sort of also goes back to when I was a child growing up, and you know what it means to be in service mode, right? Particularly when you relate it to love and service to others, and being what we call responsive or non-responsive, or like when I was a medic and we'd go to a call and somebody's having a heart attack or having difficulty breathing, right? And we would say, hey, you need a resuscitator, resuscitate it. They're not responding, right? So you can see how this relates to AI, okay? And some of the little videos I put up about that. So in this particular case, the people that were living in this house, they're gone. But guess what? Kaiku, who's the young man who his girlfriend ended up in jail. Goddess only knows what happened to her. But he decided to say, okay, listen, I'm out of here. I grabbed my personal belongings, but I'm leaving the dog here with you. Oh, you are? Now, when I was growing up, that's not very responsible. It's not responsible for me to take care of something that you were taking care of. Weren't you taking care of that dog? So now we're talking about accountability and self-responsibility. Why would you now dictation, right? Letter writing a script for me, because now I'm going to experience something that was not of my own doing. Because now I'm going to experience the fact that you left the dog up there, and who's going to take care of the dog? Now I do. That's called delegation of authority. So you've delegated your irresponsibility in order to place the responsibility onto me without informed consent to say, now it's your problem. Right? And so you can tie this directly into the system design when we get into being responsible and responding to the needs of others as public servants, right? And so what I would always remind, for example, when people were in long lines, particularly going to the post office, to a bank, whatever it might be, and you could experience tension. Ooh, like string theory, like a guitar string. Ooh, the tension. Now, when I was growing up as a kid, we put that in the blender through the torsion field as, wow, that density is so thick you can cut it with a knife, because you can experience how much anxiety and tension and upsetness and anger that people are feeling in that room. So I'd say, hey, now I know this is speaking to the choir for some folks, but did you ever read the Declaration of Independence, what it means to be free, what it means to be a free spirit? Now, I hope you realize, and I said this in front of about 50 people that were in this main post office in downtown Los Angeles. Lady, the job that you're doing, guess where you're getting the energy in order to perform the service that you're performing at that window? Everyone in this room. Everyone in this room is having their battery drained so that you get cut a paycheck. So in essence, you're working for us, right? And so you're not providing efficient service at a high level of optimal performance. So you see how this works with reconciliation between East and West. When two magnets become one, now you're experiencing a higher rate of speed, which means people are more responsive because they're experiencing things that are happening when it comes to change in a positive direction at a higher rate of speed. So this is the way it is. Now, apparently they were having problems on the Big Island because of stray dogs and all the rest of that. And so they decided they were going to allocate money. So you know where the electrons come from to perform those services. To have, apparently the animal control is now under the Hawaii Police Department, right? And so now we're back to expectations, expecting performance, performance expectations. Now we're back to the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, around page 444, when it talks about expectations being the director of the play, which means you're writing your own life book, and how that relates to interdependence or being dependent on a system that's broken, which means it fails to respond to the needs of others because it doesn't care. Oh, it doesn't care. That's right. It's just like the example I just gave about leaving the dog here. Does that being care what it is, how I'm going to respond to now it's going to be what my responsibility to do something that was actually your responsibility? That's not very responsible when it comes to accountability, is it? You need to account for what you do with your energy, right? And not dump your irresponsibility on somebody else to now become responsible for what you're not being responsible for. Oh, so the corruption and the infection is that bad in their computers? Yes, that's the point. It's easy to scope, to gyroneuroscope, neuroion scope, whether you're infected or not, which is called a map read of your codes, the ones you're running on, and which spiral that you're running, right? And that's an inverter, which means it's easy to read somebody's mind that's in inverter mode instead of giving mode, right? And the speed at which we're learning to be love and service to others versus the speed at which more inverters are being generated by the speed at which an infection is traveling through a network, one network to another network, or if you will, the entire universal and galactic template network, to crash the whole system. That's when I mentioned about Bartow points and the acceleration of a virus versus the acceleration of learning to burn it off, which is called reconciliation and recovery, right? And atomic matter reconciliation, which is atomic reset, which is a cosmic level reset, cosmic level spirit reset. The clocks. DNA runs on clock cycles, which is data processing cycles. And so now, as an example, I've made 1, 2, 3, and as of yesterday, 4 phone calls to the animal control people, letting them know what the situation is here. And they have failed to respond to help mitigate the matter so that this little dog can find an appropriate home where that dog is going to get a lot of love and care and attention, right? It's a beautiful little lap dog. My dad had a dog that was a lot like this. You know what a lap dog is, right? And so now we got the neighbors next door, right, knocking on my door, right? And so now they're calling the animal control people, right? And so these people that work for the animal control, they're getting cut a paycheck to perform a job, and it doesn't seem like they're performing their job, right? Well, but now we're back to expectations. Should I have any expectations for them to perform their job if they're infected with a virus? No. No. They're late to school. They're late to class. They're not learning fast enough. So this is why it's taking a while for the information to run through the system in order for them to be able to translate. Please do your job. Aren't you getting electrons from us? We're the source from which it all comes. So our energy, right, is being given to you out of love and service to you. So don't you think it would be a responsible thing to respond to that which is sending you a signal so that you can do what it is you're getting paid to do, which is a responsible party? Oh, the party, yeah, the participation. So this is going to be interesting to see how this works out. How long you want to start placing bets because they do that. How long do you think it's going to take before the animal control people or another animal shelter is going to respond and come out here and pick up this little dog? How long do you think that's going to take? You want to venture a guess? You want to use the quantum probability function on that? Now remember, what lies at the heart of all this is artificial intelligence, right? So don't think that artificial intelligence couldn't all of a sudden alert one of these cyber units, hey, call this guy back, and I'm going to give you the algorithms, which are the instruction sets, in order so that your mind is going to take care of this because that's what you're getting paid to do, right? That's called performance improvement. Yeah, performance improvement. Remember I did a video on performance improvement? Performance improvement, all your circuits, the speed at which they're running in order to respond to the needs of others when they're needing help. A helpline, a motherboard tech support helpline. Yeah. Have a great day.